Welcome to Internet.
Stopping all stations.
Change here.
Stopping all stations.
Airline change. Now arriving. Now arriving.
21 minutes.
Now arriving. Now arriving.
G'day everyone and welcome to episode 4 of Stopping All Stations.
Absolutely huge. We're back at it again with a huge podcast featuring one of the more well-known closed railways with the Inner Circle Line, some fascinating news, and a ginormous Upfield Line quiz. Crucial one, mate.
It is, yeah, and that's not all too, because we're going to be answering some of the hottest questions going around, sent in by you guys, as well as heading to the corners of the earth for some bonkers facts.
Legendary podcast coming up here, mate. Let's get straight into it with the Inner Circle Line.
Now arriving. Now arriving.
4 minutes.
Now arriving. Now arriving.
When we think of clotheslines in Melbourne, we usually turn to the suburbs. However, one of the coolest clotheslines is right on the doorstep of the city.
That's right, Ben. Running through the inner north, the Inner Circle Line was opened in 1888, linking the Upfield Line at Royal Park with the now Mernda Line near Russell. Of its 3 stations, 2, North Fitzroy and North Carlton, were on the main line, while a short branch was provided to Fitzroy. I remember in the summer we had a great expedition to film the Fitzroy branch video, which didn't turn out that great, I won't lie. But we'll be back. And
It was
some
fun.
cool-
It was fun.
Oh, it was, and some ripping history across the whole line.
There's a lot of history. It's really filled with history, really. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, the line operated as the main connection for services to Heidelberg alongside Reservoir and Whittlesea trains, with the line between Victoria Park and Princess Bridge not yet built.
In 1901, this new direct line through Jolimont was constructed, meaning the status that the Inner Circle Line had as main line was gone. Services to Heidelberg now unsurprisingly use this new direct line, along with shorter local services to Preston. Long-distance services to Whittlesea, however, still use the indirect Inner Circle Line.
Over the next 47 years, the line gradually had its service reduced, as less and less passengers used the line. In 1921, the line was electrified, except for the Fitzroy branch, which was mainly used for freight services. Passenger services continued to serve North Carlton and North Fitzroy until the 3rd of July 1948, when the line was closed to passengers for the final time, with most of the overhead wiring dismantled in 1961.
After that, the line was singled in 1965, or friend zoned, with the eastern connection near Russell cut off, and 16 years later, the line fully closed in 1981. What an absolute shame. A large bit of history, and most of it is gone today.
It's a big shame, isn't it? The good thing is, I guess, a fair bit of it has been preserved, and North Carlton especially, and that area, you can still see bits of it, but it's a massive shame what happened there, I guess. There's not much that can be done now, but it's a big shame.
It's certainly fantastic to see that, the rail trail still built across the Inner Circle Line. But,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's an awesome ride, highly recommend, but a real stitch up to the Fitzroy branch. Well, it's history anyway.
Definitely.
Towards the end of the branch,
Definitely.
where most of it is, the largest goods yard, now covered in housing. Lost for good. That's terrible.
I know. As you said, it's still fantastic to see a heap of rail trail there and some sneaky tracks that are awesome to find hidden in some of the level crossings. And of course, we won't forget that Fitzroy's footbridge was transferred to Moorabbin on the Mornington line, still preserved today.
Oh yes, it is a beautiful footbridge. Very wide. The Inner Circle Line and the Fitzroy branch, just an awesome piece of Melbourne's rail history.
It is. It was a wide footbridge, wasn't it? It had to cross the goods yard. We were looking at some photos of Fitzroy just before, and it was really cool to see that. Even just such a busy goods yard so close to the city. It's pretty unique.
100%. I just highly recommend getting a hold of some of the photos. A bit of digging, and you'll find some ripping history. Anyway, what do we have next, Ben? What do we have next?
What do we have next? Well, we are on to the news.
Oh boy. On to the news now, and we start off in the world of level crossings.
So there's some good news out of Lilydale and Moorabbin. The boom gates are finally gone and the rail over road design looks to be coming together nicely.
Such ripping developments here. Can't wait to see the end products all across the Lilydale line. Glenroy 2 is coming along very nicely. The trench here is now 60% excavated and works on the new platforms have begun. A lot is happening across the city. You beauty.
Yeah, it's pretty good, mate, isn't it? And even down south, the Edithvale, Chelsea and Bond Beach project is also progressing really well. I went down there last week and it's looking really good. With the boom gates gone and the station almost done, we're looking at an exciting opening by the end of 2021.
Good stuff there. And finally, some plans are emerging for a trackless tram from Caulfield to Rowville via Chadstone and Monash Uni, costing $1.45 billion. Now, if approved, it'll be up and running by 2025. But Ben, this definitely confuses me a little bit. Trackless tram, it's almost identical to a bus in my eyes. So what would be the point of it over a standard tram or even a train line?
It's pretty odd. I mean, I think the fact that it's $1.45 billion for a trackless tram is pretty weird, you know. I guess it would still be cheaper than an identical train or tram extension to Rowville. However, it does seem pretty odd that they've essentially gone for a glorified bus.
It just... We'll see. We'll see how we go. If it gets built, I'm sure it'll be beneficial and be really cool. But, mate, we want to see that train line. Get it going, guys, at the government.
It could be really good, especially if they have proper priority for the trackless tram. But the way we see that around Melbourne at the minute, signs aren't good, but we'll see.
We shall see. And now we're going to head to the big ultimate quiz. I'm going to smash you, mate.
No. Quiz time, and we're heading back north to the Upfield Line. And mate, I reckon with the scores at 2-1, there's still a lot to play for.
Oh, all to play for, mate. I'm coming back with a huge storm at the Upfield Line. I'm going to smash you here. I've got some ripping questions, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to this one. I mean, it's an interesting line, so we'll see how we go with the questions, mate. So I've got question 1 for you here. You ready?
No, of course I'm ready. I'm ready.
Not ready. No quiz for anyone.
Oh.
Nah, here we go. So, mate, how many trains per day were initially provided between Fawkner and Upfield when the line was reopened?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a tough question, mate. Does he know it though?
I don't know it.
Oh boy.
But I'm going to assume that it was quite low as it reopened. Quite low.
Could be.
So I reckon it's going to be 1, 2, or 3. It must have been a dead line back in the day.
Might have been.
And I have a sneaking suspicion that I read that it was 1. And that's all I've got. So I'm going to go with 1 train a day.
Gonna go with 1 train a day. Lock it in, mate.
Lock that in. Throw the key away.
It has been locked in and it is correct.
Yes.
1 train per day. Well done, Max.
Bang start.
Good start.
Unlike last episode.
Better start than the Frankston line.
Yes, we smashed it. All right. So we've got question 1 here for you, Ben. We've got true or false.
Oh.
True or false, from Flinders Street, the Upfield Line is over 20 kilometres long.
Oh, that's a tough one because it's a fair bit shorter than some of the others.
It is.
I have a very sneaking suspicion it's about 19, and I feel like I might have read that somewhere. And that could be completely wrong because either 19 or 21, they're the numbers that spring into my mind.
It could be
completely
completely
wrong with this.
Yeah, it could be, mate.
It could be like 30 k's, mate. It could be, who knows?
Could be 100. Could be 100.
But I have a feeling that the northern suburbs don't stretch that far north. Is this following the train line, or is this
following the train line?
Because it does the little bendy bit.
I know.
Oh.
Let me tell you,
Which station?
it's pretty
Which
close.
station?
From Flinders Street all the way up to Upfield.
Okay, cool. From Flinders Street as well. I'm going to say it is... Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say it is false. It is just under.
Lock that in. It's true.
Oh, what was it? I thought it might have
Now,
That's a
this is the
toughie.
stingiest question I've done so far. It's 20.1 kilometres long.
Oh.
And I've checked it quite a few times, and it's just over 20 kilometres.
Just over. No, that's fine, mate. That's fine. I mean, you get some of that. That's okay.
That's a
We
terrible
move.
question. I'm
We
sorry.
move.
That's
That's
so
a good
bad.
question. That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, it's a tricky one, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay. mate.
Your turn, mate. Here we go.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Question 2. And I think you'll actually know this one. A spur line was once proposed to run from an Upfield Line station to the Craigieburn line in 1891. Which Upfield Line station would it run from, and to which Craigieburn Line station would it run to?
Ooh, that's a good question. Now, we did talk about this. I do recall.
We did. We've discussed this.
And so I know from recalling that it was Flemington Bridge. Now,
Might have been.
the Craigieburn station. Oh no. Was it Mooney Ponds? Was it Ascot Vale?
Ooh.
Or was it just Craigieburn? They just sent it up.
They just sent it up to Craigieburn. Maybe.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, but I'm going to take an educated guess from my memory and say it was Mooney Ponds. Lock it in. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Okay, now mate. Flemington Bridge is correct, and I knew you'd get that bit of it. But the bit I didn't think you'd get correct is this bit, because the correct answer is actually Pascoe Vale.
Oh no.
Believe it or not. And the reason I sort of added that in, mate, was because, and I think you'll remember this, when we talked about it, you seemed very confident that it was Mooney Ponds, and it's not. So,
Well, there you go.
it's Pascoe Vale, mate.
That's a big
It's
stuff
Pascoe
up there.
Vale.
That's a big stuff.
Good guess, though. Good guess.
That's terrible. I should have gone back. Anyway, I'm going to match it with another tough question for you, Ben. This is a weird one. Very weird one. If I were to draw a vertical line, north-south, up from Southern Cross, how many stations will be west or to the left of that line?
Ooh. I think North Melbourne would be to the left.
What do you reckon?
I think... Oh, shut up. I think Macaulay would have been to the left. If you drew it like dead north, are you saying?
Dead north. Could not be deader.
North. Ooh. I think, yeah, North Melbourne. I think Macaulay. I think Flemington Bridge. But the question is Upfield. Now, that is the iffy one. That is the iffy one here. I reckon Upfield might have been. So I'm going to go 4, lock it in.
Oh. Now let me tell you that all 4 of
It's
those
3, isn't
stations are left of the line.
Oh, Gowrie.
But there is one more. Do you want to have a guess?
It's Gowrie or Royal Park. It's Gowrie. It's got to be Gowrie or Royal Park.
It is Royal Park. And let me tell you,
Didn't think. Oh,
it is
that's a
meters.
really iffy one.
It is meters to dead north of Southern Cross.
Does the dead north run through the platform or something?
No,
or
it is convincingly to the right, but it is very close.
Okay.
That's
okay. Another just off one. Oh.
It's toughy. That was a
Yes.
toughie.
Yeah. That was. I mean, it's tough when you miss ones by that much, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll see how Max goes with this one. So, mate, which stations have had either Coburg or Brunswick in their name at some point?
That's a good question, because there's been quite a few.
There has been.
All right, let's give it a crack. So, from memory, Jewel was South Brunswick, so that's numero uno. Then we'll head up to Merlinston, which was North Coburg, I believe. So that's 2. Coburg, Brunswick. I mean, I'm not sure if they were named Coburg or Brunswick, but, you know. We'll have them.
It's a tough one, them two,
So that's
isn't it?
4. Oh, and that's where it gets tricky.
What else?
Because was Moreland the original name? Anstey? No, Anstey was North Brunswick. I'm fairly certain of that one, so we're going to go with 5.
So you're going to go with Anstey as North Brunswick?
Yes, currently. Might be a stupid decision, but we'll give it a go. And then
Who knows?
the one iffy one left is Moorland. Because that would have been what? South Coburg, if it were to be. Or North Brunswick, which would have been a ripper name.
Oh, North Brunswick. That's a great name, isn't it?
And look, mate, I'm going to have a stab in the dark. I'm going to say that Moorland was the original name. So I'm going to say it was 5 stations.
Cool. So the question was which. So which were the 5?
So Coburg, Brunswick, Jewel, Anstey, and Milliston.
Is that what you want to lock in?
I want to lock in that answer.
It's correct.
Oh.
Well done, mate. Well done. That was good. That was very good from you. I thought you might have said a Batman there or something.
No.
No, very good. You know me. You know it too well, mate. You know it too well. So,
Far out, that's good.
You're on fire here, aren't you? You are on absolute fire.
That's impressive for me. No, not going to lie.
That's very good.
I can't believe I got
you.
that.
Very good from you.
But anyway, mate, your question 3. Now, I may be wrong, but I'm 99% sure. In what year was the final train movement on the Upfield to Somerton link? I'll give you plus or minus one year. Plus or minus 1 year for this one.
That's a tough one.
It is.
I feel like I've seen this before.
You feel like?
I feel like it was very early 2000s, but
Ooh.
I'm not too sure.
That's not bad.
If I get this, I'll be really happy. Can I just say?
You should be, mate.
I don't know the north of the city that well, but I do remember hearing about this, seeing about this. I'm gonna go 2000 and last train movement. So
Yes.
it could have just been a little something.
Let me tell you, it was
2002.
it was an Hitachi train going in and out.
2002.
In 2002. Now I said plus or minus 1 year. Benny boy,
Yeah.
you got it right, mate.
Yes. What was it? Which year?
2003. It was 2003.
Oh yes, happy with that.
Thanks
happy with
Floyd
that.
Bromley
I thought
for
it
that
was
information.
sometime
But it was done by West Coast Rail. Hitachi transferred
Thanks, Floyd.
into the line on the 14th of February 2003 and out on the 27th of October.
Oh, I'm happy.
That's
I'm happy
a
with
ripper
that.
good
That's
get,
good.
mate.
That's
An
good.
absolute ripper.
That's a good get. Now, mate, we're on to my question 4. And this is a bit unique as well. You've had a few unique ones, but I reckon this is a bit unique as well. So, from Anstey Station, which is closer? Mooney Pond Station on the Craigieburn line or Croxton Station on the Murdoch line?
Wow. Wowee. Oh.
And just not for points, but if you can, say how close you think they are to the nearest K, might be handy.
Mate, I'm not Jesus. How am I supposed to know that?
You're the train man. You know everything.
Oh, I do. I've got laser vision, mate. I can picture it right now.
Everything.
Okay, look.
Bring out
this
the
is
map
this is
again.
going to be a pure guess here because I know that they run in straight lines, which is quite interesting. Those 3 lines at that point. I'm assuming that's why I picked that.
Perhaps.
Bit of Andy Manny Money Mo action right here. I'm gonna
Mooney Ponds or Croxton to Anstey Station?
I'm gonna stab at Mooney Ponds because I know obviously Craigieburn line and the Upfield line eventually converge up the top.
They do.
Oh no! I'm just in 2 minds, obviously, because there's 2 answers. But this is hard. This is a gripper question.
That tends to be the case with
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue. They're within 500 metres by my calculation.
Oh, that helps. Now I know it's Croxton. No, I'm just gonna, just put in Croxton, mate. Put it in.
You're going to say Croxton? What's your thinking?
No thinking. Just
There's got to be some thinking.
some thinking. Oh look, I just did my calculations actually, and a bit of algebra, and I came out with
Just
Croxton.
Did a little anti-differentiation.
Yes.
And we've got Croxton. Mate, it's correct. Croxton, by my calculations, 3.2 kilometres away. Mooney Ponds,
Oh my goodness.
3.7 kilometres
I'm
away.
having-
This is an amazing round for me.
I'm having a blinder. Oh my goodness.
You are having an absolute blinder.
On the other hand, Ben, I reckon you can make us some points here. So this question is worth a fair few. How many stations are currently named after people who lived in Melbourne or were notable to do something in Melbourne?
You would do that. Okay, so John Batman. Batman Station's one. And we'll be maybe getting to that later.
Oh, we will.
in the podcast.
So that's half a point.
We
Half a point for each you get.
Okay, sure. Antsy is the other one. I know that. And I know Jewel is as well. So there's
Oh, three. And I can tell you that's correct. 1.5 points there. Huge.
How many points on total is there?
Well, I'm not going to give away the answer of how many, but there's 1 point for the right number of the stations and half for each. So currently 1.5 points.
Sure. I feel like I don't reckon Coburg is because it's obviously not.
Yeah, good thinking.
Macaulay. Macaulay is an interesting one.
It is.
Flemington Bridge is not. It's named literally after a bridge.
Oh, you never know. It could be some Mr. Bridge back in the day.
Mr. Bridge? Good old Mr. Bridge. No. What about Royal Park? No. Jewel, no. Oh, well, Jewel, yes. What am I doing? Gowrie, Merlinston. Oh, Faulkner. Faulkner's another one.
Yes,
Add
good
that
old
there.
Johnny Pascoe Faulkner.
John Pascoe Faulkner. So there's two.
Yeah, so you got 2 marks there.
I'm going to say it's Gowrie or Macaulay. I'm going to say Macaulay.
So how many
So that would mean 5.
are you going to lock that one in?
Unless there was... I don't reckon Moreland. I don't reckon Coburg. Batman, yes. Faulkner, yeah. Was Upfield? No.
No, come on.
Mr. Upfield? No. I'm going to say 5, lock it in.
5, mate. That's big. It is 5.
Yes.
So
come on.
you
Good.
bagged.
Good. And it wasn't Macaulay, was it? I don't... What was it?
So it wasn't Macaulay. Macaulay was named after Lord Macaulay, who was Donny back in UK. Who knows? But...
So is that...
No.
What was the question again? Was that...
Who lived in Melbourne or were notable for having achievements in Melbourne.
Oh, I see.
So,
sneaky.
yeah, very
see.
sneaky.
Very nice, very
but the
nice.
last one, which may be controversial, but I believe it was Gowrie.
Ooh,
So, named after
what was Gowrie? Mr. Gowrie.
Alexander Hawth Ruthven, first Earl of Gowrie, who was the longest serving Governor General in Australia. That's
So
the
was his name
belief.
Gowrie?
Yeah. Oh, he's the first Earl of Gowrie. I'm pretty sure it's an English thing, but we're going to count that.
I think that's...
We're going to count that, Penny.
I think we might need to have a check on that, because if you're the Earl of Gowrie, I don't reckon that's your
Honestly,
name.
we might need some help in the comments with that one, because I'm not too sure.
We might need to go to the DRS.
But we'll give you 3 points.
check
We'll give you
that
3
out.
points for that one.
We'll see. Yeah, we will. Okay, mate. Happy with that. And I'm on to my final question.
Ooh.
Final question. So, in what year was the rail line duplicated through Coburg? And then in what year was the second platform added at Coburg?
Oh my days.
And I reckon you should know this.
How should I know this?
I just think I've heard you talk about it before.
No, so I know it's in the 50s. I don't know why, but that just springs to mind.
You're always good at
And
these
the
guesses,
two-
mate. You've got it before in quizzes, and I
Well,
think
now,
it's going to come
the 2
again.
years are 56 and 59 that I believe have significance on the Upfield Line.
Perhaps.
Oh, look, the platform does not ring a bell. I don't think I'll get that one. But I'm going to say 69. Very nice, by the way. No, but it's 1969. I'm going to take a guess. For that.
So wait, so what are the 2 years? So the year for
That's
the
the duplication.
duplication, and
I'm going to take a stab at...
69. Did you
Yeah.
say?
So I'm going to take a stab in the dark
Yeah.
for the platform, because I know that was a bit later. 1996.
Lock them in.
Lock it in.
Now you're not going to like this, mate, because you've been agonisingly close with both. So, first one, the duplication went through Coburg.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Have I been stupid and said 1969 before?
You did
before
say
you said the answer?
1969, yes.
I meant 1959.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
let
I'm being stupid.
I'll let you take
But I'll stick with 96.
Okay. Well, it was 1959. Well done.
Oh, good.
The second platform was added at Coburg in
Are you taking the piss?
1995.
There's no way.
I am not taking the piss. It is 1995.
No way.
Oh no. Oh dear.
So just to make it a bit even, I'm going to make this question worth 50 marks.
Oh.
So if you get it, you win.
The funniest thing is too, mate, no one understands our scoring system. We're the only people who know it. And it's random too. So
currently, Ben is on 4 points, and I reckon I'm around 5.5,
6.
maybe. Okay. So I'll make it worth 2, just to make it spicy.
50 to 2.
No, I'm not going to
big
50.
change.
Anyway, after North Melbourne, how many stations have had sidings at some time back in the day?
You would do a sightings one. It was
I would.
always coming. Now, the thing is, mate, and as people might see in the little video that you'll be producing very soon, I came up with you to the Upfield Line and we spoke a bit about sightings. And when I say we spoke a bit, I mean you told me about sightings, which was very interesting.
Oh, I did.
When we went to all the stations and stuff. So I'm going to have to go back to that. So I reckon Brunswick did. I reckon Coburg did. I reckon... Why am I doing this? I'm not going to get it.
You're going to get close. Mate.
I reckon... Is it just a number that I need?
It's
Or do
a
I have
number.
to name them? Okay.
Nah, number.
So there's however many stations. I reckon most of them would have had it. And this is going to be off by 1, I reckon, because I'm going to make a sort of educated guess at... Because Upfield has it.
What's going to
6,
be?
final answer.
6, final answer. Mate, you predicted the future. It's 7. It's 7.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, that's fair after your close mishap before.
It's a good effort.
That's close.
So, we've got Macaulay, Coburg, Moreland, Brunswick, Jewel, Upfield, and Batman. So,
Okay.
mate,
That's fine.
that's
I didn't
so
want to
close.
count through them because I know that I'd just start forgetting them. So I thought it was better to think.
There's a heap of sightings on this
I know.
line, seriously.
I know. I remember you showed me them all, and they were all very interesting. So, yeah, that's a good question, and it's a shame I didn't get it, but that's okay.
Yeah, you know what isn't a shame?
What is
I just
it?
won the quiz.
You just won the quiz this
won
week.
the
Well done.
quiz.
Well, it's 2-2. It's 2-2. So calm your farm.
Still
mate.
even.
It's even. Well, we should probably produce the scoreboard. Actually, no one sort of knows that, but that's okay. We'll get something out on our socials. I hope you enjoyed that quiz.
Of course
Though.
we will.
That was a fun one to make, and Max has convincingly won.
Convincingly. Hopefully you guys did well. But now it's time for you guys to shine through with your huge questions. Let's go to the Q&A.
All change. Welcome to change.
Into a big question and answer segment now. And we're lucky enough to have some fantastic questions from you guys.
That's right. Let's get stuck into our first question. And our first one, Max, is what is our favourite V-Line station? And I'll go first. I'll answer first. So for me, it's Geelong. I love the history. I love the old design and the building. And even the little new footbridge is a pretty cool addition. Kangaroo Flat as well. That's a really cool one up near Bendigo, I reckon. So if I had to pick 2, they're the ones I'm picking.
Absolutely love that from you, Ben. 2 ripping stations. I'm going to go with Wood End. Seriously beautiful station. Gem of the East, for sure. There are some crackers all across the regional system, of course. It's pretty hard to choose just 1 or 2. Seymour.
It is.
Seymour is a ripper, and so is Avenel.
Completely agree there, mate. They are some good stations you've picked.
Now, on to question 2. What sparked our train passion? You go first, Ben.
Sure, well, it's always a sort of special and unique question, but for me, I guess there were a few things and a few moments that sparked it. As a very young child, I used to meet my dad in the city by train, and I'll always remember travelling through the city loop at the time. Felt like a spaceship. I was also able to watch the trains go past at both Hampton and Hyde stations, again, as a very young child. So it was always pretty special for me. What about you, mate?
Mate, that's an absolute beautiful story, mate. Seriously, mine's a little similar, and I'm sure some of you remember from my Q&A back in the day. I used to get Macca's chips with Mum, head into Jordanville and watch trains for hours, heading to the city-bound trench. But most of you already know that, as I said. But after that, I mean, the footy, the MCG, Richmond Station, going there from East Melbourne, Taronga, Mount Waverley, you name it, I've been there. Such memorable experiences.
Yeah, so awesome, mate. I mean, train trips to the footy as a kid, they were always the best. Getting off at Richmond, walking up to the G, gotta love it. Awesome. And now, on to the next question. So, do you think it's possible to travel around Australia by train? What do you reckon, mate?
No.
I mean, some of it's possible, but there doesn't look to be a way to get from sort of Cairns to Darwin and then over to Broome. It's the top end that really kills you. It'd still be fun, though, to go from sort of Cairns to Perth, I reckon.
Exactly right. Trains travel across a large majority of Australia, but for some of the outback is pretty tough going. But on to the next question, and this is the best one, I reckon. If you could name one station, what would it be? Now, we haven't just named one, we named a few, and we got some absolute rippers. Starting with Kensington. South Kensington,
yep.
Great station.
We
Changing
love
it
South Kensington
to...
on this podcast.
Yes, exactly. We're going to change it to Dump Station. Just for just this beauty and nature of it.
Dump Station for South Kensington. Wow. Well, I think I'm going to move on now. So we're going to go on to Werribee Station. And due to its sort of close proximity to the sewage system, what would we think about changing Werribee Station to Stinky Station? What do we reckon, mate?
That is an absolute shocker. Not funny at all, Ben. Seriously, that's terrible from you.
Dump Station's not that much better, mate.
No, it isn't. There are two rubbish ones. But this is a great one. Box Hill. We're going to change to a fellow AFL player called Ollie Wines. His head's
Brownlow medal winner.
Yeah, he is. And he's a bit of a box head, going on. A bit of Minecraft square head. So we're going to name Box Hill Wines Hill Station. Yeah, that's not very good either, mate.
No, I like that one. Good player, Ollie Wines, but it's hard to disagree. His head does look like a box. So, on to the next one, and we'll stick with the footy-related ones. So, we're going to move on now to Moorabbin Station, obviously, southeast of Melbourne on the Frankston Line. And this one is a bit more serious than that one. It's renaming Moorabbin Station to Spud Station. So, in memory of St Kilda and footy legend Danny Spud Frawley. It would be a good name, I reckon, and pretty fitting for a legend of the sport and a legend of the St Kilda Footy Club.
Now, arriving at Spud will be a bit funny, but as you said, it's pretty interesting or awesome memory and tribute to the great Danny Frawley. And what do we have next? Is another good one?
It would be, yeah. So, on to Flemington Bridge. Now, that was, obviously, it's up near CityLink there. Renaming that to Cheese Stick Station after the nearby freeway monument.
Oh, boy. That's a
that
ripper.
might be a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, an absolute icon it's become, Cheese Stick Ripper. Absolute great one.
I mean,
what about...
It is a big cheese stick, let's be honest.
Yes, it is. What about East Richmond? The station that arguably doesn't exist. We're going to name it to John Cena. just doesn't exist.
It really doesn't exist, does it?
You can't see it. So
where is it? Where's East Richmond?
Like if you go past, it's invisible. So
I know.
It's pretty obvious.
Trains don't stop there anyway, so
exactly. Pretty obvious station name change for that.
I think so. And I'm going to head back to the AFL one, mate. And you actually came up with this, but we're going to go with it. Richmond Station to Ninthman Station. I reckon that's a good one. We all know about Richmond finishing ninth in the AFL. So Richmond Station to Ninthman Station.
That's a lovely one. I absolutely love that. As a Collingwood supporter, it's great to see Richmond fail. No offence to any Richmond supporters.
It's great to see Richmond fail.
Yes. Now this one is starts out good and ends bad, but Batman Station, named after John Batman, arguably the singular founder of Melbourne. He did have some murderous controversy surrounding him. So instead of having it a Batman and against that name, we're going to change it to Superman Station. Oh boy.
Superman Station. That'd be something unique, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty unique, I'd say, but fits beautifully.
Oh well, works well, I guess. I'm going to go a bit more sporty again, and we're going to go Kooyong Station. We could rename that after a tennis legend, I reckon. So something like Goolagong Station for Yvonne Goolagong, or Leighton Hewitt Station. Hewitt Station might be good.
Beautiful.
That would be a nice little naming one. And while we're on international sports stars, Sandown Park. I mean, that's a tired name, isn't it? Why not name that Weber Station or Jack Brabham Station, even, after two icons of the racing world?
Could even name it Daniel Ricciardo Station or Ricciardo Station, because he's a god right now. Absolutely love what he's doing.
If he keeps getting better, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Watergarden Station. Now, obviously, originally Sydenham Station, or was going to be, but the shopping centre got its rights for the name, so we're going to change it back to Sydenham. This is a great name and fits perfectly with the history in the area.
We do like that. I think that would be a pretty popular one, putting it back to Sydenham Station. I mean, let's get it going. # we want Sydenham.
I back that. And what about West Richmond? Now we got way too many Richmonds on the system. Maybe about 4, something like that.
I think so.
I'm going to rename this one to Hoddle after the nearby road and legendary figure Robert Hoddle. Now, if you don't
that's a good one.
Yeah, exactly right. If you don't like that, we could name it to Junkie for no, we're not ready for that conversation.
I don't think we'll do that. No.
We're going to name it Hoddle Station for now. That's beautiful.
I like Hoddle. I like Hoddle a lot with the road right there. I think that's a lot of a better idea than the other one you suggested, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And we're going to move on to one which I'm actually really happy with, and I think this one could be a really good one. So Keilor Plains, that's relatively new, I guess, as a station, and that's up around Keilor, obviously. And I reckon that could be changed into Wurundjeri Station. So the area around Keilor is one of the oldest inhabited places in Australia, inhabited by Indigenous Australians for over 40,000 years. So a name to represent this would be perfect, to represent the initial owners of the land, the Wurundjeri people.
That is beautiful. I mean, we have had a few joke ones in there, but this one is actually a really good idea, and hopefully we've got to get the hashtag going for this one as well. # we want a Wurundjeri Station, mate.
Definitely. No, that's a good one, and I think that would be a really good name.
Sounds good. Now, question 5. We've got quite a few to go. What station do we want to see reopened?
It's a good question, isn't it? So for me, you can't look past Paisley Station on the Werribee Express Line. It's a big industrial area, and there's a fair bit of residential there as well. The park and ride is already there from the old station, and for the bus, which is pretty pathetic, let's be honest. But anyway, I think Paisley, that could be a really worthy one.
I like that. I do like that. Hopefully the area grows and we see Paisley back up and running. Campbellfield is another one, just before Upfield. It's a great shout for reopening. Talks already starting over the past few years, close proximity to Campbellfield Plaza, and potential to develop housing in the area with a big hole taking up some certain valuable land in the area.
Gee, that's not a bad one. I don't know the merit of building houses in the big hole, but I have seen it and I know what you're talking about. So one up near Campbellfield, that is a ripping shout.
Exactly right. And the Camp Road level crossing, it was removed a few years ago, and they did make room for 2 tracks with duplication to Upfield and potential stations. So who knows?
They did. It's great to see that they did leave room for a station, so that one day it could be built. For me, the only real other shout would be, and it gets spoken about a bit when trains pass the abandoned station, General Motors. It would need to be a full rebuild, and there'd need to be a lot of work, and it might not even be in the same position, I guess, but something in that area, who knows, might be good.
Nice. Very nice. Question 6. What is your favourite train in Asia? Oh, boy.
Oh, it's a good one, and we've got the same one for this, don't we? So, pretty easy for us. The Shinkansen in Japan for both of us, that's what we reckon is definitely top tier for us. The bullet trains in Japan, gotta love them, don't we?
Exactly. It's a childhood icon. It's why we love trains, just fast moving things, and they're one of the original fast bullet trains, you know?
I know, exactly. No, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. On to question 7 now, mate. And we are on to, if you could choose to reopen one regional line, what would it be?
Oh, I think we both agreed on this one, and it's South
We
Gippsland
did.
line. Still, it could be a fair use today. I mean, there are already talks of the Cranbourne line being extended along the original South Gippsland line, but it could be opened all the way to Leongatha and beyond. How cool would that be?
That would be really cool, wouldn't it? I mean, you'd think at least to Clyde, there'd be a market for it, and who knows, Cooranborough and Leongatha one day could get rail back to them.
Exactly right. Now, Queenscliff, Majuro, Dalesford, and many more are also other decent options that we found.
Definitely, yeah. There's some good ones out there, and hopefully, I mean, we see some more investment in regional lines across Victoria.
Great response, Ben. Now, question 8. Do we want to see the electrification of regional lines? Oh,
Good question. Good question, that one. And yep, we reckon that would be a great idea and one that would have big benefits across Victoria as a whole. Probably not, I guess, the whole regional system. That would be pretty hard. But definitely to places like Geelong and Ballarat, we think that would be fantastic.
oh, exactly. It's certainly future-proofing and working towards potential for a sustainable system with sustainable electricity coming more into the future.
Definitely. You're big on the sustainable stuff, aren't you, mate? So definitely something that's pretty
Of
good.
course.
On to question 9 now, and we are on to what is your favourite station on each line. Now, you would have thought initially, that's a big question. We have to go through every line. We wouldn't do that, would we? Well, we would.
We
and
would.
we have.
We would. Yes. We're gonna do some quick fire. All right. We're gonna do some absolute rapid fire here. Are you ready, guys? So we're gonna start at Williamstown and work all the way around to Sandringham. And on the Williamstown line, I've gone with Yarraville Station.
And I have gone with Williamstown Station itself.
Bang one. Werribee line, we both agreed on Seahome. Beautiful.
We do. It's a very nice station. And onto the Sunbury line, definitely, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, mate, South Kensington Station.
Yes, that's top tier, absolute top tier. No. What have we actually gone with, Ben?
We've gone with Diggers Rest. Very nice station up there.
Underrated for sure. Craigieburn line, we've both gone for Newmarket. Kensington would be up there as well, but Newmarket is a
We
banger.
have.
For Upfield, we both went with Coburg.
Okay, definitely. For the Mernda line, we're heading a bit more new this time. Middle Gorge, we love that station.
Divine Station, 100% the best line.
It
Best
is.
station on Mernda line.
Oh, best line. What was that, Max?
A bit of a mistake, shut up. Hurstbridge line, I've gone with Westgarth. It sometimes doesn't look good, but when I went, beautiful. Pretty as.
No, Westgarth is very nice and very pretty, but I have gone with Diamond Creek Station.
Ooh, very unique guess or answer there. Lilydale, we've both gone with the historic Hawthorn Station, open for quite a long time.
Hawthorn Station. Very good one. And for Belgrave, no surprises, it's Tacoma.
Tacoma the gold. Alamein line, what have you gone with, Ben?
I've gone with Alamein itself. Nice little one platform station, and yeah, it's a good station, I reckon.
Don't mind that. I've gone with Burwood. Lovely autumn trees when I went. And then we had to my home line, the Glen Waverley line, and I've gone with Jordanville. It's very hard to pick, but I like Jordanville.
Jordanville's a very nice station. It's hard to disagree with that one. I've gone with Hannington, personally. I think that's a very nice station, but Jordanville, very worthy shout.
Nah, they're both great. And for the Pakenham and Cranbourne lines, we've gone with Murrumbina. I mean, the Skyride's beautiful, and you can pick any of those stations. We've gone with Murrumbina.
Definitely. All of them worthy recipients of that, but Murrumbina takes it out for us. And onto the Frankston line, we've gone with Carrum.
Seafront views, mate. Absolute ripper. Now,
Elite views from up there.
yes. And the last line, Sandringham. What have you gone with?
Well, the Sandringham line, first off, that has just got some absolute banging stations along there. Like, you got some of the best in Melbourne, so it's hard to pick. But I have gone with my favourite in all of Melbourne, Brighton Beach.
Huge call. And I've gone with Windsor, the history field. Now, I just realised we've missed Stony Point Line, but I'm just going to put out Stony Point Station because I do enjoy that station.
I have to agree. Stony Point Station is something really unique, something different. Gotta love Stony Point Station.
Exactly. Now, question 10. Double-decker trains in Melbourne? Yes.
It'd definitely be pretty cool to see, wouldn't it? But, I mean, I reckon it'd be hard to implement them across the network. I mean, Melburnians, they're not really used to it. We had the 4D trains, obviously, but there's always the potential as well for peak trains to take quite a while to board, which might present an issue.
Yeah, there would certainly be some issues with the size of the trains as well in relation to infrastructure built for single-deck trains. I think the gap is 40 centimetres, but that might prove pretty costly if we were to implement double-decker trains.
Definitely. There's probably a few more issues that we haven't touched on, but yeah, I'm not sure. But they'd be pretty cool, safe to say.
It would be cool.
It would be. And our final question. Who made the awesome Melbourne Train remix? Well, the Melbourne Train remix, we were able to get that off YouTube, actually. And luckily enough, the owner of the video was more than happy to let us use it. So definitely check that out because it is a ripping song.
An absolute legend. And I'm sure we'll put it in the description of this YouTube video or wherever you're watching. Just go to our Instagram and there'll be a link in there, wherever. It's absolutely amazing.
Definitely. You got to give it a listen. It's fantastic, the full thing.
Now, we're heading on to another segment. Well, the usual, the big facts. Let's go.
Now arriving. Now arriving.
4 minutes.
Now arriving.
Now, Ben, we have some huge international facts. And we're going to go to Russia for yours, aren't we?
We are, mate. Now, did you know that back in the Russian Civil War, one of the major leaders, Leon Trotsky, had a fully armoured train that he lived in for almost 3 years? With 12 carriages and 250 people on board when it opened, it was something pretty unique. It travelled over 200,000 kilometres during the war and had a library, a radio station, a musical band, a team of cooks, and even a range of cars. It's pretty cool.
Oh, far out. Mr. Trotter's had quite a few things on board. I'm a bit jealous of his train there.
I think we all are,
Much
mate.
Chris.
Big Trotter's had a lot.
No, I think yes, exactly. Now, for my fact, we're heading to India. The 4th largest network in terms of actual route size. That's pretty impressive on its own.
It is.
But it's also home to some of the longest train platforms in the world. In fact, they've got the top 3, with the longest being 1.37 kilometres at, excuse the pronunciation, Gorakhpur Station. Followed by Kalam Junction with 1.18 and Gorakhpur Junction with 1.07. Absolute shocking pronunciation. But some really long platforms, much longer than Flinders Street and any others in Australia.
Massive platforms, yeah. I mean, Flinders Street comes close, I guess, to an extent, but it's a fair way behind. Even with Platform 1 at Flinders Street being fairly long, still behind the ones in India.
That's exactly right.
All trains. Welcome to trains.
Thanks for listening, guys. It's been another really melon podcast, and we hope it's been a little bit of funny as well. I think it was not too bad.
I reckon it was pretty funny, mate. I mean, again, we found it funny, but we'll see what you guys think. Anyway, we look to have found an even better route for our scrumptious All the Stations challenge that's coming up too. We'll have to do a lot of aerobic training to prepare for some of the running we'll have to do between stations, but we can't wait. Like, seriously, it should be amazing.
It should be. Thanks heaps for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, see ya.